Now that we're taking our first steps at modularizing our application, let's pause for a bit and understand how the router middleware actually works here. Internally, every time you declare a route and its handler, the router stores that in an array. Then, when the user requests a route, the appropriate handler or handlers are fetched from the array stack and executed. Here, you can see the bare basic implementation of a get and a post route handler for the same route. If the user makes a get request to this route, it is handled differently than when a post request is made. But there are alternative ways of declaring and managing route handlers. So you can, for instance, invoke the route method like so and attach handlers for multiple HTTP verbs in one go. You would call this for every route where you need one or more HTTP methods to be handled. Another interesting way which I would like to share with you is this. I'm sure this looks familiar to you. This is how we managed our route and their handlers when we created our basic router back in the fundamentals section. Here, we are categorizing and storing all route and their handlers in an object with the top level representing the HTTP methods. This structure is a bit more readable and easy to comprehend. Well, what if we could use this setup with the ExpressRouter? To achieve that, we need a way to iterate through and register all these routes into the ExpressRouter instance. This is obviously going to be more work than what is actually needed for this project. But we'll write this function that iterates and registers the routes as a reusable utility so that you can use it in virtually any kind of a project. So bear with me as we write this out. If you do not wish to use this method, just continue to declare routes using the standard router.get and router.post methods as you've seen already, and our chat application will still function as expected. This is also going to be our first step at separating the concerns within our chat app module. So let's first create a new folder called routes within the app folder, and let's also create an index.js file inside this folder. This is where we'll declare all our routes as an object. I'll start by using the module.exports statement to export an anonymous function like so. You might be wondering why I'm exporting this out as an anonymous function. Just tag along and you'll see more about this very soon. Now, within the anonymous function, I'll create my routes object where the topmost key defines the core HTTP methods. The first layer would be the get routes and their handlers. I'll drop in the first route, that is the root route, and its handler function like so. Although this particular application doesn't require any post route handlers, I'm still going to create the structure anyway for clarity. Now let's create two more route handlers, one each for the rooms page where you get to see the list of rooms and can create your own chat room, and one for the chat room itself. All of these are currently rendering the corresponding EJS files. Now let's bring in the Express router in this module as we did before by invoking the router method. Our next job is to iterate through the routes object structure that we've built and mount the routes into Express using the ExpressRouter middleware. Let's do this in the next screencast.